What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Front Four podcast here on the Fireside Football channel. I'm hosting this here. I'm Anthony Rivardo, and I've got Mark Hall to the right of me. And today we're joined by a special guest, Stanley McClover, and we are talking defensive line, the best defensive lines in the NFL right now. I'll let you take it away from me, Mark. How are you doing today, and how are you feeling about the way some of these D lines are playing in this league?
Oh man, doing good. Still feeling about the same way I was a couple of years ago, just in regards to the top guys. I still stand by some of we might have a couple of change ups in there in regards to like numbers and how defensive lines are playing collectively, but I still have the same kind of teams. Obviously I still have New York and they're playing really hard, even though they just can't seem to win some of these games. Still have the Colts up there, still have the Rams up there. Obviously, Denver is definitely getting to the quarterback in a major way. So, got that, man. Then we got my boy Stanley on here.
Yo,
just in case y'all don't know who that is, this is the man. This is someone that I've been being in contact with for a long time. When he played at Auburn, I was definitely a fan of his. Loved the way he got to the passer. Obviously, when he left Auburn and stuff, he went to the pros. Carolina Panthers did his thing there. Once then I got in contact with him when he was talking about his little brother, who everybody knows is Brian Burns. Obviously, he was calling me about Brian since Brian was in junior high, practically, it feels like. And just always, what I love about Stanley, man, he's always been a big, huge supporter of his brother, man, in a major, major way. And, like I was telling Stanley the other day, like I told him last year and years before that, I just think he's been the major contribution in that it factor in his brother's life to help him take that game to the next level. By Stanley being in the league and understand that major college football aspect, he's been able to do a lot of things in regards to helping his brother through those phases and the rough times. And even when times get good, especially when you're in a city like New York and you balling like he is right now, you definitely going to need somebody to humble you a little bit and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep picking the lock. Let's make sure we keep the main thing. So, man, Stanley, man, thank you for being on. It's a long time coming, man. Holla at us, show us some love, baby.
Man, humbly, bro, I appreciate that. Every word you said, I appreciate it, bro. It's one real man to another one, man. It's been a long grind, a long hustle, and it's finally a blessing for Brian to be getting the flowers he getting right now. I mean, bro, we got it. We definitely a family that got it from the mud. I mean, I didn't have an illustrious career. I went 7 rounds. I made a lot of bad decisions when I played, so we didn't have that. We didn't have that strong foundation to stand on, so I made it my business to be not only the best big brother in the world, but be the best trainer for my brother and just make sure I'm on top of his business on and off the field. Because if I had that for myself, I would have been in a much better position in life. So now that, God sent me through that, I was able to be a great mentor and guide for my brother. And to see what's happening with him right now, man, is simply amazing. And Mark always used to say, boy, your brother is box office. And I used to I believe that, when we was training, I felt like I seen it, but ain't nobody else really see it, but Mark seen it. So I always remember the ones that see it at the beginning. That's how I know Mark know what the hell he talking about. So respect. I'm glad to be here. I love talking football. Anthony, it's up every time we get together.
Sure, for sure. I know Anthony got some stuff he want to talk about.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate you joining us, Lucci. And, we talked recently, a couple of weeks ago on the Fireside Giants show, and we were talking obviously about your brother and the way that he's playing. But looking at defensive lines around the league, when I was talking with Mark, we were talking about that Giants defensive line before I even spoke with you and how they're just stacked. I mean, you look at all 4 on the front, you've got somebody who can win, and you've got guys soaking up double teams. You've got young guys, you've got veterans. It's a really talented unit. And I think that cohesion that they play with is super important as well. And they all play together. And when they're playing together, it's something really special. I think we see that with a lot of the top defensive lines in the NFL, but particularly with that Giants line, I think that's something that really separates them is that they can win on the inside, they can win on the outside, and they got pass rushers all across the board. So when you're looking at it, either one of you can jump in on this. With that particular defensive line, what is it, do you think, that separates them? Why are they so difficult to match up with for opposing offensive lines?
You got it, Stanley. You get that one.
Okay. For me, been having a little access inside and seeing what's going on, I'm gonna be honest. You can't double team nobody on that front. And if you do, you leaving one of your tackles on a one-on-one island, and it's not gonna end well for the offense because all those guys are different, but they can rush the pass and they all fast. They all rush with attitude. They all play the run, and they all very, very aggressive. All of them, and they big, they tall, they move real good. So the ability to slide the line or chip everybody is just not possible all game. And you're gonna get somebody gonna be on the island all day long because you can't double team everybody. So that's what I think the Giants have over most defensive lines. If you try to slide, protect, or double team, it's going to be bad for your offense because you're leaving somebody on the island, and all these guys are good enough to get to the quarterback in under 2 seconds. So that's why I think the Giants D-line, they just so versatile, bro. You can drop dude caught in the coverage as a linebacker, Spider as a linebacker, and then you can rush these guys, and then these guys play the run. And Dexter is hell. He hell on a bad day. I mean, he don't have bad days. He's too big. You know, he's too aggressive as a defensive tackle. He demands double teams, so it makes the Giants D line very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to. I mean, I'm with you on that because just looking at the Giants defensive line, even some of the younger guys like Alexander and guys like that, be able to bring off the bench and get some good rotations out of them. But I love that Thibodeau and Carter kind of combo because it brings another element to the game. Inside, they just keep on doing what they're doing. They're going to be able to get free up your one-on-ones at some point because if you don't, look like Brian going to get a strong double digits out there if they keep trying to block him the way they trying to block him.
Right.
Block him. So definitely one of those good D-lines that I like. That's definitely in my top three, top five. Of course, another one is Denver. I think we talked about this. Both of you guys talked about this to both of y'all. So, other day, weeks ago, Denver with some of the stuff that they're doing with Allen on the inside. You got 15 on the outside. You got Cooper, number 0. You know what I'm saying? And
Cooper, dog.
Then you got Roach out there. You got some really good players. They rotate across their line. They're getting a lot of sacks early in the season.
Yeah, they're applying pressure.
Where they at right now, sack wise?
They in the high 30s, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean, they're just piggybacking off what they did last year. Also, I'm looking at the Colts. They're starting to kind of get that continuity a little bit. Their ends are definitely blazing. The inside guys are playing better. They're getting used to the new scheme and stuff like that. The way they run to the ball at the Rams, I can't say enough about the Rams. Just think about the Rams.
I love the Rams. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Talk to me.
That's my number one. I can't be biased. I can't be biased because we talking football. But my number one for our complimentary football as a D-line, they got it, bro. Those two D-ends, first of all, Jared Verse is a problem.
Yep.
It might not show up on the stat sheet, but he's a problem, bro. He's closing all pockets.
So Verse gives me that Khalil Mack / James Harrison type guy.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
He going
run
through
fast,
you,
bro. Power, a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
And try to go to a secondary move. He's not quite as refined as those two guys are because he's still young in his career. But he kind of puts me in the mind of those two guys for sure.
That's a great comparison. I would say the same, especially from his aggressiveness. I think just playing the edge position, being that aggressive, you're a nightmare for an offensive tackle. Because a lot of them, they like for you to go speed to power so they can sit down on you. But when you're aggressive and you're going speed to power, they don't want that game.
Right.
And if you can talk to any offensive tackle, they'll tell you he's probably one of the worst to go against because he won't contact all day. Right. So that's what I really love about him.
Yeah. I like that D-line they got out there.
And Young pretty good too. Young
good too. Young is I remember when he was at Tennessee, University of Tennessee, you could see like that blur.
Yeah.
That speed. He got that twitchy body, strong and stuff like that. He's definitely a guy. He rushes on good angles too. I was checking him out on some of his rushes. He's rushing on real good angles. He's able to, dip that inside shoulder because he's not a very tall guy, so his leverage is natural leverage.
Play with his leverage real good.
Yeah, that's been
agree.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Turner too on the inside. He's been playing some pretty good ball. The three of them are combined for 20 sacks right now.
Yeah, they balling. They balling. They play off each other very good.
Yeah, that's definitely. I definitely like what they're doing. Another defensive line, you have to look at. You have to look at Jacksonville. They just got to keep on doing what they're doing. They've been able to get some good production out of Allen and good production inside of Eric Armstead, and they get the kid Walker back at any time now, I think that's going to give them a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more dynamics on that edge, and a lot more of versatility and stuff like that. So they've been another D-line I've been liking and playing pretty good too. And now that Edge back up in Buffalo, I think they're gonna be,
he playing ball, boy.
Yeah, and he coming out the gate playing tough still, not really concerned about an injury or nothing like that. So that's another. There's some good D lines out there now, man. You really got to keep your eyes on. San Fran's still gonna get to the passer based off how they run their schemes and stuff. So and also
I'm sad about the ones we lost. Like when you bring up San Fran, I was sad that we lost Bosa this year because I used to love to watch him rush the passer. He's very physical and good as well.
Yeah.
So even when we do lose great pass rushes, it's a bad thing, but it's an opportunity for the next man up to get a name for itself and go out there. But Nick Bosa, we do got a heart for you, baby. Come back and rush that passer next year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kind of similar last year, the Lions lost Aiden Hutchinson. Now he's come back twice as strong. I mean, he's been a monster this year. Detroit's defensive line, I don't think anybody should sleep on that either.
No.
And Hutchinson just looks like he took his game to another level. I mean, we were mentioning it before we went live, the 4 forced fumbles. It's like when he does get to the quarterback, it's an absolute game-wrecking play every single time. Like
he's pretty good.
Turnovers and he moves all over that D-line. He drops in the coverage sometimes. Hutchinson's one of the top pass rushers in the league right now.
He played with an insane motor. He is a turnover machine.
Got good
that turnover he had on what's the running back, the big running back for Baltimore, Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. He's dialed in. He know how to get that ball out, and I like that about a DN when you can do more than just sack the quarterback. When you can affect the game all kind of ways.
Him and Max Crosby, they kind of have a similar game. Although Aiden's a little taller, might weigh more, but both real dynamic players that can run relentless.
Great comparison, bro.
Yep.
Great comparison.
Yeah, man.
Because both of them boys, they disrupt us, bro. They just gonna disrupt your game. They can play the game. They smart. You can't run too many down blocks on these guys and not think they're gonna make the tackle in the backfield for tackle for loss. That's why I like to talk football with guys who understand football because just a simple down block and how a DN plays that down block tells you all you need to know.
Right. What you're trying to do.
So
what they're trying to do, are they pre-snap read, recognition, all that type
yes,
of
sir.
stuff. But a question I wanted to ask you, I wanted to talk to you about, really it's about your brother. I know I have a comparison to who I think he plays like. I mentioned earlier, he kind of reminds me of Javon Curse. Super athletic guy, speed, 6'5", long arms, rangy type guy. Can band, very agile. That was just a comparison I have. A lot of people may not even know who Javon Curse is, but obviously,
the freak.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Anthony does. It just who would you compare him to? Whether that's somebody you played with, somebody that previously, currently in the league. Like what comparison do you have for him?
Wow.
I know that's tough for you being his brother.
That's tough, but I'm real though. I'm a realist. It's tough. It's a tough one for me because I played with Julius Peppers. I played behind Julius Peppers, and I started across from him. And I got a lot of game from him, and I gave a lot of game from that I learned from him to Brian. So I see him as a Pep type player. His ceiling can get that high, meaning affecting the game, pick sixes, getting sacks when he want to, just dominating the whole game. That's what Pep was to me. But when you go similarities, body types, and personality and all of that, I have to go Jason Taylor. Probably what a great comparison to me that I think that matches him perfectly.
Really?
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I had the opportunity to be around Jason Taylor.
And we watched him a lot, bro. His just the way he used to get to the quarterback and not being a bigger guy. That was a guy that we looked at it like, okay, bro, if he can have this kind of success, you can too.
Okay.
Period.
That's a good one. Which bunch of you think you got? Who you got? I know you got.
I'll go with someone a little more recent, just because going from the Giants connection, I remember when Jason Pierre-Paul came onto the scene, and kind of similar. Burns has a lot of length, and he plays with that length. So did Jason Pierre-Paul. And you mentioned like dropping in coverage, getting hands up in passing lanes. Obviously, JPP had that famous blocked kick too, even because he just had the longest arms, and it was such an advantage for him. And he played with a lot of speed. He played with power too, and he can move all over the front, drop back. So, just for a more recent kind of comparison, and still in that New York vein, I think JPP is pretty similar.
I like that. That's a good one too.
Because JPP was athletic as shit.
Yes, he was. Right? He was a dog.
Yeah, he played relentless too. All right, man. So we're gonna get down to it, man. So, we give everybody we'll start off with your top 5 defensive linemen, and then we'll go. Defensive line as a unit. Sorry.
Okay.
We'll go from your best, top 5 ends and top 5 D tackles. Let's start with, as a unit, who's your top 5 defensive line in the league right now, currently?
As a unit, right now, currently, I would have to go with Denver, currently.
Okay, that's your one?
That's my one.
Okay.
Just because of, they leading the league in sacks. I got to keep it real. They clicking right now. So I will go Giants second.
Okay.
Just because pure talent and domination. They're gonna be in every game they play this year because of their D line. Period. I can say that with complete confidence. There's no team that's gonna come to New York and just walk all over us. Not gonna happen. Right. So I'll go Giants. Then I'll go the Rams. Indy. I go Houston. For my last one. I really love Will Anderson over there. I like what they're doing. I like how they're rushing the passes. So I go Houston. For my last one.
Who you got, Anthony?
I'll go Denver number 1. I think I'll go with the Rams number 2. I'm going to put the Lions at 3, especially they're getting Aleem McNeil back too. And I think that's going to be a big boost on the interior. He's been hurt all year, but he's a dog from the inside. Yeah, so I like the Lions a lot. I'll put the Giants 4. And number 5, I think I'll go with the Packers. I like that duo of Gary and Micah Parsons. You can't sleep on those two. And Parsons just had that.
That's not Bobby right there. Yeah, I like that one. Good.
I think I'll sneak them in there.
Yes, sir. I like that one. So I'm gonna go with Denver at 1. I'm gonna go with the Giants at 2. I'm gonna go with Seattle at 3.
Ooh.
Go with the Colts at 4. And then the Rams at 5. And the reason why I moved the Rams down from the previous podcast is because the inside guys just not getting enough on the inside right now. So but they're still in the top 5, my top 5. But I need to see a little bit more of the inside guys.
Heard that. Yeah. I like that list. Seattle's a good one.
Yeah, let's go to your. So now your top 5 defensive ends right now. Or outside backers.
Okay.
Outside pass rusher.
Who playing great ball, and I'm not biased. I'm just
you put your brother. You gotta put your brother in there, because
I gotta put bro at 1 right now. I just feel like he's playing the best ball all around as a defensive end, edge rusher, outside linebacker. He's playing 2 positions, and he's playing them very well at a high rate. He's consistently making big plays to end games to help end games for the Giants. So I go Brian 1. I go Michael Parsons 2. I go Michael Parsons because he's just a dominant foot. You can't block him, bro. He's too fast. I think that he can add a little bit more technique to his game. But as far as just getting to the quarterback, pure relentlessness, I'm gonna go with Michael 2nd. I'm gonna go Aiden 3rd. I love Aiden's game, like we talked about earlier. He creates turnovers, and that's beautiful for me. I like that when you can affect the game more than one way. And then I'm gonna go Myles Garrett. Just period. He's just a dominating force. He's on the losing team, so a lot of times it's not gonna show up. But everybody knows Myles Garrett is something to deal with every Sunday. The offensive coordinators know they gotta call their plays all surrounded by him. And then I'm going my last person. I'm gonna go with Max Crosby. He's always gonna be on every one of my lists. I just think he's a dog. Period. I'm a big fan of him. I like how his pre-snap reads before the play snap. He knows where the ball going, and when it's time to rush the passer, he's one of the best. That's my top 5. And my honorable mention, Will Anderson.
Okay, strong.
Yeah, if I'm going top 5, easily putting Brian Burns number 1 right now. He leads the league in sacks for a reason, and he's been relentless every single game. I'll put Myles Garrett number 2. I think you kind of hit on it there, Lucci. It's a struggling football team, so when that's the case, you know, maybe they're not going to get as much shine as usual, but Garrett is still the guy. I mean, that's, you know, defensive player of the year in the past, and he's still getting after the quarterback at a high level. Michael Parsons, number 3 for me. I think that's one of those guys who can just wreck an entire game plan for an offense. When he gets hot, it's just, you're not going to stop him, and you got to run away from him because he's good against the run too, and he's relentless when you're a quarterback trying to scramble, like that big play that he had a few weeks ago against the Cowboys. Dak Prescott scrambles and just running with his hair on fire, makes a tackle, prevents a touchdown. Like, that's Michael Parsons. He's a difference maker in that regard. I'll put Aiden Hutchinson 4. And I'll also go with Max Crosby at number 5. It's just all effort guys, and I think that's something they all shine through. The guys who play with the most effort, those are the guys who end up rising to the top.
I agree.
Nice. I'm gonna go with Brian at 1. I'm going to go with Myles Garrett at 2. I'm going to go with Nick Bonito at 3. I'm going to go with Aiden Hutchinson at 4. And I'm going to go with Max Crosby at 5. Obviously, Brian has jumped out there this year, so that's obviously why I'm going with him. And just the amount of pressure he just seals the edge off with, and how dynamic he's playing right now. He's really on another level right now. With Myles, the consistency, the toughness, the want to, regardless of what type of team he's playing on, he always shows up and shows out. Benito, he's showing that he can consistently get numbers too. Pure edge rusher, doesn't have a lot of tricks in the bag, but you know what I'm saying, he knows how to run an edge really good. He has some bend in the inside shoulder. He plays with good leverage and stuff like that. I mean, Hutchinson, just straight motor dog. You know, for a 6'7" guy, I mean, 265, 270, he moves extremely well. The motor's always going. Got a spin move for a tall guy. And then when you start talking about Max Crosby, you start talking about a guy that's in that, that Howie Long type of era in his career, with a Jared Allen mixed in there, and all that type of stuff. So, like, when you start talking about Max Crosby, man, you need to really be speaking about someone who could potentially be a Hall of Famer type dude, and seems to come out there every weekend, regardless to what the stats look like from a team standpoint, regardless of where they line up on the field, to just come out there and just shut it down. So that's my 5. So we gotta go to the details.
I like that. I like
that. I know I like that.
I like that.
You gotta give me your top 5 D tackles now. That don't worry about who it is. Just run.
All right.
I know you don't look at D tackles a whole bunch.
I mean, I'm a D line. I'm a D end, so I gotta look at my fat ones in the middle and make sure.
Challenging for you, right?
See, I need to pull the wrench down, the tree branch down, so I can get the sack. So I gotta show love to my boy. Right now, honestly, bro, nobody's playing the D tackle position better than Derrick Brown. I'm just gonna be honest. Nobody's playing better than him, bro. He's not only stopping the run, getting sacks, but this man's effort to the ball, bro, it's sort of like your boy. I seen you training a lot. 99. He got the same motor like old boy. I can't think his name right now. Buckner. Ooh, love Buckner. Yeah. But anyway, Derrick Brown got that same kind of dog in him where he's just, to be that big, running sideline to sideline is very super impressive to me. As a DN, as a defensive player, to see my D tackle moving like that and getting to the ball side to side and laying that lumber when he get there, I'm a fan. Yeah. 2, I'm going there. Dexter Lawrence, of course. I mean, just sheer presence alone, he is mandatory. 2 men have to block him. He's a walking double team. Period. Point blank. My third guy, I'm gonna go Jalen Carter, and for the Eagles, I love him. He's dominant. When he's out there, his presence will be felt. When he's playing ball, and when he's not there, Philly is a whole nother team. So I really love him. He's versatile. He gets to the quarterback, and he's very aggressive. And I like him. My next guy would be D tackle wise. I have to say Malik Collins. I like him. I like his versatility. I like how he rushed the passer. He's very. I know about him and been following him from watching BT Jordan train him a lot, and I see it transfer over to the field. Man, he's a real dog. So I definitely will put him in as 4. My last guy as a D tackle would probably be. I go Chris Jones because he's still that dude, bro. I mean, he can go on the edge and he can go and rush that 3 technique and get a sack. And whenever you can got a D tackle that can do that, you know he got to be up in the tops because normally their job is to stop the run. So when they can stop the run and rush the passer, you got something. So that's my top 5.
Gotcha.
My top 5, I'll start with Jeffrey Simmons. Mark, when we talked about him a couple weeks ago, and you mentioned that you were watching some film on him, after that, I went and I watched some more of him. I was blown away. I mean, he's doing things differently this year. He is killing interior offensive linemen. So I'll go with him at 1. I'll go with Dex at number 2. Kind of like Lucci mentioned, he's eating double teams, even triple teams, and he's opening things up for those other guys, and he's still doing it his own way. He doesn't have the sack production this year, but Mark, you always say it. There's other ways to impact the game than just sacks, and that's what Dex is doing. I like Ed Oliver in Buffalo. I think he's versatile and athletic for an interior guy. Derek Brown, who you mentioned, and I'll throw Cam Hayward at the end of that list too. Veteran, still doing it.
Yeah, long time.
I ain't gonna have no order. I gotta have an order.
You gotta have an order, bro. Come on.
All right, so right now, coming off of week 7, that's how I grade mine. Coming off every week, too. Right? So if I come off every week, I'm gonna have to go Buckner at 1 in week 7. I'm gonna have to go Simmons at 2. I'm gonna go Simmons at 2. I'm gonna go the Allen kid from the Broncos at 3. I'm going to go Eric Armstead at 4. And I'm going to go, who will be my last guy? Leonard Williams at 5. Leonard Williams. Yeah.
He balling right now.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot about it. He balling right now.
So those are my.
I wish he was still in New York. I ain't going to lie, but okay.
Hey, man, Leonard. Man, listen, Leonard left New York, and turned his training up. Start doing things differently, man, and really getting out of his he kind of how he was the shell he was in. We kind of do everything on his own, man. And Leonard definitely he's stepping it up, man. He's showing guys he still got a lot left in the tank. We had the opportunity to work with him 2 years ago out in Clemson, man. You could just see it, like he's still athletic as hell.
Yeah,
guy
man.
That's extremely durable. So it's not like he have all these surgeries or anything like that. Strong body. Got good D-line IQ, can run, can move. Like, you still got it. Like, Leonard, going to 10, 11 years, man, he still looked like he could play 4 or 5 more years for real.
Crazy.
Like, he's doing stuff, for sure, man. I think that with these type of guys we mentioned, you just look at the future for the defensive line on both, on the edges and the inside, man. It's astronomical. And like I always talk about, it's guys like myself, like you, like BT, and all these different guys, Sack Nina and all these different coaches and stuff like that. All my boys in South Carolina, my boys in Florida. Like, I feel like we're the guys that's really taking that defensive line position and putting it in front of some cameras that can't deny the type of product that we putting out there. You start looking at the paydays of some of these guys, and you start looking at the contracts and how long these contracts are and the guaranteed money and the bonuses. You really know that the defensive line is turned into a formidable position that just can't be overlooked no more. And I think that going into the next 4 or 5 years, 10 years, I'm looking in the next 3 years, we're going to see, maybe 2 years, we're going to see our first $200 million man. And when we're able to see that $200 million man, then you know what time it is. So,
yes, sir.
Especially with this NIL stuff coming to effect, you're getting some you're getting some kids out here to really, really understand like what it's all about to play for $1. And you know, and what it can do for you in regards to generational wealth, changing your family dynamics or everything. So I just look forward to get better and better. There's going to be another Brian Burns. There's going to be another Dexter Lawrence. There's going to be another, you know, DeForest Buckner, Chris Jones, and Quentin Williams. There's going to be more of those guys like that out there. So we just have to keep doing what we're doing. Keep rolling shit like this for these podcasts and stuff, man. So these kids to have a platform to look at to see what we're talking about, see what the is talking about, and how we like about how they're going about their business. So, man, definitely appreciate you coming on, man, and being able to chop it up with us, man. It's
for sure.
It's well overdue. And you know, when I get back to Vegas,
please.
I'm in Vegas right now, but I gotta roll out. When I get back, I mean, I'm saying you need to put up.
I'm coming to see you
out here too.
I'm coming to see you
out here too. You got to get away for a couple of days from New York.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Now I wanted to piggyback on what you said, bro, about the D-line position, and it's just as valuable as a quarterback, if you ask me. I mean, it's quarterback, receiver, D-line. I mean, D-end, D-tackle, whatever you want to call it. If that person can get to the quarterback, he is super valuable. Yeah, and you don't just get to the quarterback; it's technique. And that's what I like about me and you and BT and other guys, Saxon, saying all these guys that I see that's really putting in the work. Listen, I used to always say, bro, I had to learn before I can teach, and then once I became a teacher, now I can coach. Right. When I get to the coaching part, where we at right now, when you just tell a guy, look, man, fix your angles. Or do this, throw a club rip in there. That's coaching. But when it's teaching, you got to show him how to throw that club rip. Right. And you got to let him know when is the time to throw it. And the leverage you got to have. Everything. It's an art. It's a science to rushing the passer. And I think if the world knew just how complex it was to actually get to the quarterback in under 2 seconds in the NFL, bro, that's almost impossible at times. You know, when the quarterback can just get rid of the ball so quickly. So depending on the defense, if they're giving any kind of coverage, soft coverage, you'll never get a sack. Right. So these guys that are getting to the quarterback and getting these sacks, they need to be talked about, and we need to examine how they're getting them, and let the young kids see, so they can go outside and put that work in and learn how to get there as well. And change their life and their family life for life, forever. And that's coming from. That's a true story. For real. That's a true story. So that's what I want to give to the podcast game, and I want to give to my brothers on this podcast right here, just my knowledge of how to get you there, and you know, that it can change your life forever if you do it right and you treat the game with integrity.
Sure.
No doubt, man. Well, I appreciate you joining us, Lucci and Mark.
Yes, sir.
Always a pleasure. This was a lot of fun, and you know, I love breaking down defensive line with two of the best defensive line minds that I know, especially getting to it at a deeper level there, like you were talking about, Lucci, and talking about the impact that can have on these guys' lives too. So
yeah.
Why don't you guys both let the people know where they can find you?
You can find me at s.McClover on IG. I'm dropping stuff all day long about Brian, about the team, you know, just my thoughts. I got some stuff coming up with Anthony soon, so we'll keep you posted with that. I'm coming on with bro whenever you need me. So if y'all looking for me, I'm on s.McClover on IG.
Oh, man, I'm on Mark Hall Enterprises all times, man. I post all these things. I pretty much post everything I do. You know, I post my shooting, cars, everything. So that's why I'm at 24/7. I kind of treat it like a job. So, man, holla at me on Mark Hall Enterprises, man. And again, man, appreciate y'all boys for making this happen. Second episode. Hopefully we do many, many more and get better and better as we do it.
Yes, sir. Sure. I loved it, though, bro. I loved it. We definitely got to do it again.
Good minds, man, going at it.
Yeah, bro. We got to do it again. I'm available. Y'all boys holla at me whenever y'all want to do it again. But it was lovely, bro.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yep.